on this. Let's bring in Susan Ferrechio, chief congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. It is getting hot on the Hill there, Susan. This email chain, why does it matter?
Well, it matters because for months now, Republicans have been trying to establish a connection between Lois Lerner, who is the head of the tax-exempt organization within the IRS, and other agencies within and higher above her within the administration, the Justice Department and the White House. Now, it's a big puzzle. They've assembled lots of parts of the puzzle that seem to point to administration officials above Lois Lerner's pay grade. A key part of that are those emails. That's between 2009 and 2011. Well, what happened during that time? We've just learned that Lerner shipped a massive database of information about tax-exempt groups to the FBI. And so those emails may be incredibly relevant. Who was she talking to? What were the motives behind this? Again, it's all part of the puzzle. And I think the administration would like this to go away and create this atmosphere where this is just a witch hunt. The hearing that we're listening to today, I think, is going to make that a lot more difficult. You heard Paul Ryan say, look, I don't believe this. This is coming from Paul Ryan. You know, the Ways and Means Committee, a very credible and powerful committee that's holding this hearing, I think what it's going to do is create, you know, an atmosphere where people want to know more about this, not less.
Yeah, why can't the committee or you know, someone on Capitol Hill get the documents from some other agency in the administration, whether it be the Justice Department, the FBI, or whatever?
I expect that you're going to see just that, John. You're going to see subpoenas. You're going to see more inquiries for the recipients of those emails. Now, this idea that they erase the information on their server after 6 months, some people argue that that information is still recoverable, that there may be a way to get it out of the server. At the very least, they may try to find it on the other end of whoever Lerner was communicating with. I've already seen more requests for information about how these emails were lost. I suspect that they will follow the trail to try to figure out who she was sending those emails to so that that information may in fact be recoverable.
So much of the skepticism, I guess, about what's going on here comes because what we have been told to this point has turned out not to be true. We were told it was a few rogue agents in the Cincinnati office who were responsible for this extra scrutiny paid to some of these conservative groups. That turned out not to be the case. Then you hear John Koskinen, the head of the IRS, saying not a single email has been lost since the start of this investigation. Well, yeah, maybe since the start of the investigation, but they want the emails going back years before that.
Well, the IRS right now has a real credibility problem. And part of the issue, too, is that this is one of the most feared agencies in the government. And it's an agency that requires taxpayers to hold on to all their records or else. And now they're saying, hey, we don't know where any of this information is, and this is no big deal. And I think what the problem for the White House is that the public has maintained their interest level, has maintained their anger level in this. Today's hearing is definitely not helping the IRS, and I expect this will continue.
And the president said he was outraged when he found out about these IRS abuses, and that outrage seems to have dissipated.
It has, but what's interesting, John, is look what's happening on Capitol Hill. You have an increased interest among Democrats. Over in the Senate, you have Orrin Hatch and Ron Wyden, who is a Democrat, both powerful members of the tax committee in the Senate, saying we're going to work together to get to the bottom of this. That is what could really stir up trouble for the IRS and the White House.
That is going to give you a lot of work to do at the Washington Examiner. Susan Ferrechio, the chief congressional correspondent there. Thank you.